Over 7,000 years ago, God gave us a libation, and now this divine beverage is brewed in every nation, on every continent,
Except one.
from far away to near. Humanity can all agree we love this thing called beer! There's Budweiser from St. Louis,
Leaning out OPA.
Coors in Colorado,
We even left the USA. Lamont up in Canada, the land of ice and snow. You don't even need a cooler when it's 40 below.
Dos Equis down in Mexico, or Corona with a lime. It's such a shame so many beers, so very little time. From Brazil to Argentina,
Up Peru or Ecuador. Todos hechos su cerveza. They grant some more.
or fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set them up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink them all.
What about the Middle East?
Well, that's where it all began. They say the first beer was brewed in modern day Iran, or Lebanon, or Jordan. Well, hey, they make beer too.
Don't forget Gold Star in Israel, who knew the Jews could brew.
Oy vey.
Tooheys in Australia.
Or maybe Carlton Draft. Try to keep up with the Aussies
And you'll end up on your wow.
Fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday,
So this one is for you.
And one by one we set them up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink them all.
There's beer from Scandinavia.
Belgium, France, and Spain.
So raise your glass bottoms up and fill them up again.
That's it.
England,
Guinness.
Ireland.
Headings from the Scots.
Fine Stephens, even Weiss beer.
Reinheitsgebot. Czech Republic, Poland, Russia.
China to the east. They all make delicious beers with barley, hops, and yeast.
Don't have yourself a big name brew,
Or better, brew your own.
but enjoy that beer, cause one thing's clear.
You ain't drunk at home. Fill my glass up to the rim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set them up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer. We're gonna drink them all.
Drink!
Cheers!
Cheers! Drink! So original, cheers!
Slanja!
Sláinte! From Ireland! Sláinte from Ireland!
That's right. May the devil know you're not dead. Oh, why I screwed that one up.
But it's hard for Germans to be an Irish guy.
That's right. So, let us pay homage to Germany and say, Prost!
Roast! And may you be in hell half an hour before the devil knows you're there.
Yes, in Ireland they would appreciate that.
Yeah, okay.
L'chaim!
L'chaim! Yes, for our Jewish friends. What else we got?
Come by!
Goodbye! Off to Japan with Asahi and
A little over to the west of Japan, we have Russia, Nostrovia.
way far west of Japan, Nostrovia, which I keep calling Nokia because I'm stupid.
And then, wait, we have some Zulu friends.
Yes, down in Africa, Bajabule!
How do we say that?
Bajabule! What else we got? Salud! Both Spain,
Salud!
Latin America, and Italy.
Chin-chin.
There's Bajabule.
Bajabule.
Okay, that's it. Song's over.
Song's over.
Hi, Jade. Glad you like the song.
Yep, thank you.
Welcome to another exciting episode of Northwest Brewmeisters. A couple guys in the Pacific Northwest who like beer.
I think you should too.
I'm Jamey.
I'm Steve.
And that is the most professional part of this broadcast that you will experience. It's all downhill from there.
You should set low expectations and expect us to fail to achieve it.
Yes, we set the bar low and watch us miss. Alright, so, as is in the description, Steve has a drinking problem. Namely, he doesn't drink enough. And that means he has a storage problem, and that means that it's solo brew day.
Solo brew day. I have 2 in the pipeline. One of them I kegged up today, so I'm happy to get one of those chilling. So it's carbonating, so it won't be drinkable until next weekend. But I'm looking forward to it, though. It's the IPA that I've been trying to dial in for months now, maybe even a year. So we'll see how this one comes out. I took gravity readings on it. So I can actually, I didn't actually calculate it yet, so I'll do that during the broadcast.
Okay.
So we can
do that.
So we can see what the
we can talk about
ABV is going to be.
Sweet. All right. So.
And then I racked over the. What did I make last time? The bitter.
Yes.
The boring bitter.
That beer is so boring that you can't even
remember
that you made it.
Yeah, I racked the boring bitter, so it'll go in a keg in a couple weeks.
All right. Anything else?
No. Over to you.
Okay, thank you. Oh no, my phone turned off. I have my auto lock set really fast.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to be making Pale Ale number 1, named because it was the first Pale Ale I made.
Number 1.
So it's number 1, which means, of course, that the next one, if I make another one, when I say make, I don't mean just brew, but I mean like
build and design.
Yeah, design. Look at different ingredients, say this, that, and the other. So it's Pale Ale number 1, which I've made before. Steve and I tasted it, and we were both like, it's a beer. And then my dad came over. He's like, wow, this is a really good beer. This is one of your best. I just shook my head. Went off and did a little, what was that, archaeology tree searching to see if I was adopted.
It's like, wait a minute.
Like, gosh, how?
So that means this beer is for hunting camp then, right?
No, this beer is for Wendy.
Oh, okay.
No. She was like, so, we've been drinking some, we've been drinking blended beers lately, which we'll talk about that. So
blended beers, is that even a thing?
It is.
It is a thing.
The original Newcastle is a blended beer.
Right.
Old brown ale with a greener amber. That's how they made that beer. The Newcastle that you buy now is nothing like that.
No, it's reformulated for modern drinkers.
Modern drinkers. This beer has the message in it.
This beer has the message.
Please don't sue us, Critical Drinker.
No, we're just having fun.
Imitation
We're inspired
is the
by
highest.
it, okay? We're inspired by
Yes,
it.
we're inspired. In any case, so we've been drinking a lot of dark beer, heavy beer, and she was like, I'm kind of heavy beered out.
Yeah?
I'm like, okay, no problem. So
I like heavy beers, but I can agree with her. Sometimes kind of fill you up too quick, man.
Yeah, it's like, so I'm like, well, I've got one that's fairly light, and the Pale Ale, it's only, see, the one time I did bother to do the ABV is 4.86.
Okay, so
apparently
average,
I started to do it in February. I made this. I started to do it, and then I never bothered to take a final gravity.
Yeah. There's been a few times I took original gravity and totally forgot final gravity. So when we refer to original gravity and final gravity, it's a reading you take before, kind of before and after thing, and then you plug those numbers into a calculator, and you can actually literally calculate the ABV of your beer. And it applies to everything, not just beer. You do it for wine, you can do it for liquor or hard liquors and stuff. If you distill, you can do that. So later on, we're going to do a live demonstration of an ABV calculation, which is really not that exciting, but
you can put it on PodCam.
Yeah.
Put a little table and just do it out here with the.
Oh no! I figured I'd just give you the numbers. You punch it in.
We could do that too.
See what the result is. It's just an app.
It'd be fun to do the spin thing. Okay, never mind.
Oh no! That's all done. I don't have any beer to do that to.
Oh, that's all done. That's right. The only beer left is sitting in that little table.
Yeah, I racked the beer over. The other beer is racked in the secondary, so I can't even. It's not even ready for a gravity reading. Which I don't think I took an original gravity reading on that bitter. basic bitter because I'm not really concerned about what the ABV is. You know, I know the purest homebrewers like, oh, how could you not take a gravity ring? But I don't care sometimes. I really don't care what the ABV is. You know.
Yeah,
I brew it for me to drink, not
it's like
for.
the song says,
Yeah.
enjoy your beer, because one thing's clear, you ain't driving
Yeah,
home.
you know, it doesn't matter if it's high or low ABV. I'm brewing it for me and my friends to drink it, of course. And a lot of times I just don't care what the ABV is.
It's all about the flavor,
You know?
man. So anyways, this is a lighter beer, and it's pretty simple. So I got one package of Y Yeast 1056. I'm sure there's a name for that, but I've never bothered to learn the names of these
Probably
yeast
American
strains.
Pale Ale, I think.
Probably, that makes sense.
I think that's what actually that is.
But I remember the numbers.
Right.
6.6 pounds of Pilsen LME. So Pilsen is actually, well, a Pilsner is a lager, but anyways, it's a light color,
Oh, yeah.
light.
You can't see it obviously, but
We'll
it's
see later.
it's
We'll
like-
show you with pot can.
maybe straw color. You know?
Yeah, straw color. It's gonna be a little darker than a Coors Light or Budweiser, but not much.
Way darker than that Colchian brew.
Oh
Yeah, the American lager, whatever it was. That I
It's
mean,
Aslan.
Aslan, that's
what
right,
the heck?
Aslan.
Come on, you
Yeah.
guys actually do good, but not with that one.
even Coors Light was like,
Coors Light's sitting there. Finally, I get to laugh at someone. You know, maybe they just put water in those cans. Maybe it's a bad batch. I actually had that with a case of Coors Light once. No lie. Took it home. Me and Wendy sat down and watched a movie. Nice and cold. Open it up. I'm like,
It doesn't taste right.
it's like, you know, I know that they make fun, but this is literally just water.
This is just water.
It's just water in a bottle.
It's Coors new water line, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was enough time that I got right back up and got in the car and drove back to the store. Said, "Hey."
Yeah, I think that's happened with like sodas with me in the past. Popping a can of soda, I'm like, that's pure carbonated water. You know?
Yeah, there's
I think
no
that's happened to
flavoring
me.
or anything.
Maybe remember that back in Texas, you know.
So 6.6 pounds of Pilsen liquid malt extract. That's the syrups that you see us pour in. 8 ounces of Crystal 10, which 10 is a color number.
Very light.
Very light.
Yeah.
And
That's
then
the lightest you can go in the crystal malts.
Yep. And 8 ounces of Munich, which adds kind of a little biscuity flavor to it. That's
Biscuity.
Yeah, biscuity, bready, biscuity, toasty.
Adds a little body to it, I guess
Yeah.
you could say. Some mouthfeel.
But not a lot. Cascade hops, 1 ounce at 60 minutes and 1 ounce at 0 minutes. However, I ended up, I bought 1 ounce.
Dramatic pause.
I bought 1 ounce of cryo hops, and cryo hops are like intensified hops. It's something to do with freeze drying,
Right.
and they
That's the cryo,
shatter
yeah.
them, and then they blow away basically what you would, if it was wheat, you would call it the chaff, but
Yeah.
just all the parts that they don't want, and then they take the parts that they do want and form it into the pellets that were.
Recompress it, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a different, but it's super intense. So I'll actually be adding half an ounce at 60 and half an ounce at 0. And somebody really needs to help me remember this because I will forget.
Okay. Say that again one more time. What you need? Half an ounce
Half
at
an ounce.
60?
I've got half an ounce at 60 and half at
an
0.
ounce. Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay. I'll help you out.
Okay. After that is your standard steep and boil, and we are up to 140. Would you watch that flame?
Yes.
Me?
Still going. Still going. Give a little candle now.
That's all I want. Because I'm at 150.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta stabilize.
We'll start the timer. This doesn't make that.
Just saying. But we never just say.
Never just say.
We say.
We say. Everything has a point. Usually it's to provoke something else. or
Cause and effect, man.
or to share wonderful wisdom that we have. We have a lot of it.
Yes. Because we drink beer and know things.
Yes, we do. Don't sue us, Game of Thrones.
I don't think that line is. Well, I guess it would be copyrighted as a script item, but I don't think that single phrase is copyrighted.
Oh, well then we're safe. It's all over the place.
Watch me
It's-
get a
it's-
letter from HBO now. You need to cease and desist.
Well, you see it all over the place on shirts
Yeah.
and everything.
Well, see, I think if we said drink wine and know things, then we could probably get in trouble. Because the actual line is wine.
Right.
From the,
Because apparently that show wasn't all that. They didn't know what drinks to put in their show. wine. Wasn't that the show that kept having the problems with like Starbucks cups showing up in the set?
There was, well, I don't think it was repetitive, but there was a scene where there was a Starbucks cup on the table, you know? It's like, anachronistic, fun, you know?
It's like, how did that one happen?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know if it happened at the one time, I mean, as far as I know. But there were a lot of dumb things that happened. There was one movie, I forget what it was, where it was a Western. And there was a plane flying over, like in the real high up, high altitude flight. It's like, oh look, mommy, you're an airplane. But it's, 1880.
Right, it's supposed to be 1880. Airplane in the sky.
Right. I wish I could remember the name of the movie though, because people make fun of it. Yeah.
So we were we gonna talk about? Did you already talk about your IPA?
Well, I briefly mentioned that it was kegged up, and that we were going to do the ABV calculation on the broadcast, so people can kind of just see what it is, or excuse me, so Jay can see what it is.
Right.
Our one loyal viewer, thank you.
I happen to know that Peter, at least Peter, Aircrom to the Discord
Right.
crowd, he actually does watch the replays.
Oh, he goes back and watch. Yeah.
Yeah,
You mentioned
watches
that
the
before. Yeah,
replays.
Peter, thank you for checking us out. A little later, that's fine. We appreciate the viewership.
Once he said he was watching us while driving home. I'm quite certain that he meant
Maybe he was a
listening.
passenger. Right.
Listening? No, because he
Maybe
said
Jim
that's
was
why
driving.
he couldn't. No,
Oh.
no, it was him.
Oh, okay.
Because he said that's why he couldn't comment.
Oh,
I'm
'cause he
like,
was
well,
actually
thank
driving.
God you didn't try and comment. Which is like, there are certain activities you can do while driving. Drive.
Yeah, some folks try to do it all while they're driving, texting and commenting and watching a video at the same. I've seen people on the highway. I swear I was on I-something. I forget where I was at. Maybe Florida. And there was a guy, some middle-aged man, driving his SUV with a newspaper. He had the freaking newspaper up, just kind of glancing over the. I am not shitting you, man. Up there it is. First S-bomb.
That's okay.
They're PG now.
Yes, but we're 7 minutes and 1 second in, so we're beyond the algorithm.
Right. We're not gonna get. But yeah, this guy was reading a newspaper on the highway.
Wow.
Yep. I've
We
seen-
passed a guy today, I forget where it was. There's a car in the left-hand lane doing 50 and 55.
Okay.
And in Washington, that's like 15 miles below the flow of traffic. I'm like, what the heck? And so finally, I was like, okay, I can get around him. So I go into the right lane, pass, look over. Sure enough, dude's texting. And going slower and slower. And then like 7 cars passed. I think that dude was oblivious to cars just
Going around him.
on the right. It's like, come on, man. You're in England, you would be used to getting passed on the right, I'm sure. But in America, no, that tells you something. You should pick up on that.
Yeah, I think the most idiotic thing we've seen was in Key West, Florida, and there was some young dude on like a moped, shorts, flip flops, no helmet, texting. Randy and I were down there together. It was like, is this guy for real? No protection. Tank top, shorts, and flip flops, texting while he's on a moped. Yep.
Wow.
Florida man, that's where it comes from, man. Florida man.
You're not just. I saw a pretty cool meme, little video meme. Are the little short videos, are they still considered memes?
I don't know, maybe.
'Cause I always thought a meme
think
was
so.
just like a still picture with some text.
That's what I always thought it was.
Yeah, that's right. But I think that these short video memes.
I think they apply.
But
Some funny little message,
there was like a small gator, like, I don't know, 6, 7 foot, which I realized 6, 7 foot for a gator.
Right.
It was obviously a younger gator, but that's why we turned down. We're 155.
Okay, yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah. So
Young
anyways,
gator, 5 to 5.
he was attacking cars on the highway. So it was the crazy gator, probably dared to do it by his friends.
Probably.
So anyhow, at one point, this guy just jumps out of his car, and it was Florida man.
I'm gonna wrestle me a gator.
The tight shorts, the tight cutoff jean shorts, right? No shoes.
No offense, Nathan, if you're watching.
Yeah. And like the tank top t-shirt type deal. He did, dude.
Oh yeah.
Grabbed that gator and threw it off to the side somewhere, and it crawled around. And he jumped on its back and did the whole, he had it here, so it couldn't get to him, and then he just like pushes its snout down, grabs it, wrapped itself. I don't know if someone gave him some electrical tape or whatever, but in the next shot, because it kind of cut, but it had a black band on its nose.
Jeez.
Right? So he secured its mouth,
Yeah.
picked the whole thing up, and then walked down the freeway. I don't know where he was going, maybe to the closest swamp or something.
Maybe,
Closer
yeah.
to whatever slough the thing came out of.
Canals or something, maybe.
So even though it was Florida, I think it was Florida
But you
Man
know what?
Activates, it was something
Right.
like that. But at the same time, I don't know, man.
He took care of
Dude
business.
solved the problem.
Took care of business. So good on that. Good on that dude. You know.
There's an attack gator on I-25.
Not anymore.
Engage Florida Man.
Yeah. Must be one of them corn-fed, like strong as an ox boys. You know.
Oh,
what I
the
mean?
dude is big.
Yeah.
He was big. Not necessarily fat. He's a
That was
little more,
a big dude. Yeah.
a little more bodybuilder big.
Yeah.
You know, like he wasn't like big corn-fed Nebraska boy type deal.
Gotcha.
But still, yeah, just jumped on it. It's like, wow. I don't know if I do that. They can bite hard.
Yeah. Yeah. Get your arm or something caught between the jaws of an alligator. It's not letting go.
Oh,
I mean, it's probably gonna try to rip your arm off. You know. Especially if you're in the water and it does that roll thing that you hear about. You know.
yeah, the death roll, which is just to
Yeah.
keep you down and just like, ugh. And this is why I don't go in the water.
Yeah,
Yes, I have to.
I've never been a fan of natural water. I mean, other than the ocean, I've swum in the beach, but like lakes and stuff, rivers. I've never been a fan of swimming in those places. I've always had this thing in my head. Yeah.
We used to swim in the canal all the time when I was a kid. But it's Montana.
Yeah.
The worst thing you're gonna run into is a rattlesnake, and you're gonna see it.
Only a rattlesnake. You're probably gonna hear it first too, before
Yeah.
anything actually.
Well, maybe not in the water.
No, but around the area, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm from in Texas. Rattlesnakes are all over the place. You know.
Right. And the thing is, rattlers are really not. They're not an aggressive. I mean, they are venomous, but they're not aggressive.
Right. They're protective.
Yeah. I mean, and some dude, I forget. He figured he built a fake boot. He went stomping around in Texas, of all places, with his boot, and he'd find snakes, and he stepped on them with his fake boot.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he did. I want to say it's over 700, but that might be big. It might have only been 250.
Okay.
But he stepped on a lot of snakes.
Right.
6 of them actually bit the boot.
Oh, okay.
He said the rest just wriggled and squirmed and tried to get away.
Got away. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not an aggressive snake. I mean,
Right.
yeah, if they do bite you, no fun.
It's because they're trying to protect themselves. Or,
Right. See, and I would imagine one of the reasons, so the big thing, at least up in Montana, is dogs getting bit by rattlers.
Mm.
More than humans, dogs. And I think part of it's because a dog messes with it.
Right.
Humans like, oh,
Whoa,
don't
yep.
touch the dope rope.
Yeah, the nope rope. Nope.
Nope. But, you know, and some of the others, I don't know about cottonmouths and copperheads. Never dealt with them. I don't know if they're more aggressive or not, but those are the ones that a lot of people kind of in the southeast, they worry about those. And I guess, you know, is there more of a moist area snake? Like they're not out in the dry part of the Midwest. There's like a line that runs right down the middle of the United States, north to south. And it is the line of aridity. A-R-I-D-I-T. Yeah, aridity.
Arid.
Yes, for arid.
Yeah.
And what it is the edge of the rain shadow cast by the Rocky Mountains.
Ah, okay. Right.
So you got all this this moist air coming off the Pacific Ocean flowing over the United States. Well, as it heads up over the Rocky Mountains, it gets cold and it can't
cools
hang
off,
on to, you know, it condenses and it falls. And so the mountains get covered in snow. You know, it's like we get a lot of rain out here on the coast or close to the coast and stuff. But when you get over the top of the Great Divide and you start going down onto the other side, well, a lot of that water's gone. And they have this thing called the line of aridity. It's the edge of the rain shadow. And it's clear out in the middle of North Dakota. Rain shadow from the Rocky Mountains is in the middle of North Dakota.
Ah, okay.
And the Rocky Mountains
Don't
stop
you know.
right around Great Falls,
Yeah.
which is way closer to the west side of Montana. So it's a good chunk. But anyways, there's this line of aridity, and I think that's kind of the line where your copperheads and your.
Ah, I see.
'Cause I know they have them in Missouri, and they have them in places like that.
Much more human.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't know anything about those snakes, but I just know that they're found in water more often, and people who swim in natural ponds and things, that's something to look out for. Like, seriously, I grew up swimming in canals and never once saw a rattlesnake swimming across a canal. I did see a rattlesnake swimming in the water once.
Yeah.
I was not in the water. I was like, oh look, there's a rattlesnake swimming in the water.
It's swimming.
There we go. But, anyways, yeah. And that was herpetology.
All right.
The herpetology section of our show. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week to hear more herpetology. We'll talk about boa constrictors. I know nothing about. They constrict.
They constrict.
They're named Boa.
I don't know much about snakes. Other than I know poisonous snakes, their eyes tend to be forward.
Yeah.
Non-poisonous snakes, their eyes are more on the side, kind of doe-eyed in a sense.
Really? No, that I didn't know.
Some kind of trait, yeah, that's common among venomous, predator-type snakes.
Well, that's
Compared to just, I'm a chill snake,
in mammals, that's a predator versus
Oh yeah, like
herbivore thing.
Big cats, eyes are in front, yeah.
Yeah, or wolves,
Yeah.
humans. Eyes are in the front, so it gives you that really good depth perception thing.
Oh sure, yeah.
There's like horses, cows, eyes way out on the
side.
side. I don't know where pigs come into that. Pigs eat everything. I guess that's it. Pigs eat everything.
Your eyes are kind of in the middle.
Yeah, no, pigs' eyes are right there.
Well, pigs can be aggressive, especially like wild pigs.
Mm-hmm. Or any boar.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was playing with this plastic dinosaur, and it was like a pterodactyl out in the field. My parents were visiting. We were visiting some friends, and they lived out in the country, and they had animals. And one of the things they had was a boar, like an uncut male pig.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing with this,
Playing with your dinosaur.
and it flew into the pen, and I didn't know the boar was in there.
Oh.
So I just hop over, and I'm like 5. I hop over the fence, I grab my plastic dinosaur, and this bristly, curly-tailed Satan comes out of this little shed and chased me around his trough. It was weird because I had the dinosaur. Came around one time, I flung it out of the pen because I didn't want to lose it.
Right.
And then 3 more times, I was like, "Wah!" Leaped over the fence and didn't die.
Oh, good.
Really could have though, because that's a big animal.
He could have gored you, man.
He just eaten me. Like, where's my kid? Just my teeth. That's all that would be left.
Morbid.
Well, that's what they say. They say pigs will eat everything but the teeth.
But the teeth, man.
How they know? It's like, oh, that's a tooth. Spit that one out.
Gross.
Pigs are an interesting animal. They say they're clean. They smell horrible.
Yeah, one of my coworkers has pigs for pets. At one time they were small cute little potbelly pigs. Now they're all big. They're pets. Yeah, they are pets. They don't live in the house though. He has pens for them and stuff outside.
Oh, that's
little pig condos. But yeah, they are. They're not. They're never going to slaughter them for food. They're pets.
pets. So they're probably fairly friendly.
Yeah. He says they're real friendly. They'll come up and run at you and want scratches and stuff. Kind of like a dog.
Well, when I was living in Missoula, I had a job delivering pizza, and there was a regular customer, and they had 2 Vietnamese potbelly pigs that were like little tiny things, and one mutant potbelly pig.
Mutant.
I don't know. The thing was like 200 pounds. It's huge.
Yeah.
They're all super friendly. The little ones were a little aggressive. They'd grab your leg.
Tug on you.
Yeah. The big one would just walk up. Rub my belly. Okay, rub the belly now.
Yeah, I think his name is Adam. I think Adam said that pigs like their bellies rubbed. Hey, who's a good piggy, kind of thing.
I saw a lady on YouTube the other day who has 2 female pigs, and all I saw was I just happened to know that because she's talking about them. But she uses them to clear land.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's like, this is all over. She before and after picture. Because they do. They like to root around and look for things, and they'll tear things up. So she just kind of put them in an area and said, out you go.
Kind of like your goats. Just lawnmowers, you know.
Except these are more like excavators.
Yeah. This thing totally changed the landscape of my property.
Yeah. So, but that's and she said, look it out, and sure enough, man, they did a number.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
know in TV shows they use like pigs to dispose of bodies.
Yeah, I know, except for the teeth.
Except for the teeth. Yeah. But you can identify someone by their teeth, apparently, you know, if you're a CSI type.
You can identify them by a shaving of a filling that was in
I
their
know,
tooth.
right?
If you're on CSI.
Crime isn't worth it anymore, man.
Like,
How easy to get caught now.
It's because it's only this dentist uses this metal.
It's so unique, yeah.
It's so unique. He sources it from this rock in Lower China. What is Lower China? Well, you know, it's below Upper China. Lower China. Oh, okay. Continue. So that led you to the pickpocket. You know, we're actually trying to find out who hit the pickpocket with the truck. We didn't care about the pickpocket. It's kind of a low-level crime.
Right.
What are we drinking?
Founders.
What I thought.
All day IPA.
All day? Because it's low ABV.
Low ABV.
You can drink it all day. Unlike my porters and stouts and things. Like, drink one, it's like, oh, nap time.
You try to drink those all day, you're probably either gonna put yourself in a coma or not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Resurrection was like that. It's like a 7.5%er, man.
Oh yeah, that one's one you gotta be careful with.
The ultimate one, like 1 pint of this stuff would just take me over the limit. Was we had? Remember that one?
That was a good beer too.
Oh, it's so high ABV though.
I mean, for a 10, it was like 10% plus.
Yeah, it was like 10.21 or something like that, as per calculation.
Yeah, which is just ridiculously high.
Yeah.
I mean,
but you didn't taste it. You didn't taste the alcohol.
That's the thing, man. My friend Julie, she gave me some beers for Christmas, and I was like, oh yay! And it was like a Christmas ale type deal,
Sure.
right? You know,
Jubilee ale or something.
Yeah, and so I'm like, oh cool, thanks Julie. You know, she knows I like beer. And it, well, I didn't know. I just like, I don't, you know, I wasn't thinking clearly. Because it was late night and stuff. So I had one and a couple. And the next morning, I got up and I picked up the can. And I was like, holy crap, it's like 11%. You could taste everything over 8. But
Your water lock is not in the the solution. That's right. Literally only needs a minute.
right.
That's fine. We can get to
We
it.
can do that in a minute.
Yeah, that happened to me at a New Year's get together. I was still in the Navy. Went to Texas on leave. This is probably 15 years ago or so. And I was buying beer. Interestingly enough, literally a drive-through store. Like you drive your vehicle into the store.
Like the beer barns?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I remember those in Texas.
guy comes to your window and go grab all your beer and you pay for it and drive out the other end, Anyway, so I bought these beers and it should have dawned on me that something was wrong when they were coming in only in a 4-pack bottles. And it was Dogfish Head Brewery. And I was familiar with the brewery. I knew who they were. So I bought a 6-pack of 60-minute IPA and then about 2 4-packs of 90-minute IPA. Didn't quite strike me. I didn't get the hint that the 90 minutes run. You'll see why. So I'm drinking these beers and having a good time. It's New Year's Eve, partying, playing shooting pool, talking to people with my uncle and all that. Well, I used to smoke, and so I went out and have a cigarette. Out there, kind of like, man, why am I so drunk already? I've only had 3 beers, I just felt like I was way more inebriated than I should have been, only after a few beers. Anyway, night goes on, party goes on. Next day, Uncle Mike's like, hey man, those beers you bought, those 90-minute IPAs, they were 9% alcohol. I was like, oh, well, that explains everything then. I had never had a beer that strong before, I was just like, that's why I was feeling so drunk after only a few beers.
Well, general rule of thumb, with at least I found, I think you found it with me, is that anything above 8.
Kind of a waste, yeah.
You're rolling the dice on it because you're going to start tasting the alcohol. It's like, look, if you're going for whiskey, go buy whiskey.
Or you're going to get drunk to where you don't even taste the beer anymore. You're just kind of like,
Yeah.
you know, what's happened to us before? We're like, I'm not
That
even
was-
tasting the beer anymore. I'm just.
We made a pledge
drunk
on
now.
that one.
Yeah.
You know, once we hit that, I was like, no.
And we're switching to Coors Light now because it's not
Yeah.
gonna matter. You know,
It's like
we're just wasting that expensive beer and you can't taste it really.
can't taste it. Conversation's done. You're just staring at
Just
each other,
staring,
drooling in your $7 bottle of beer.
Yeah. Speaking of, man, there's a place downtown. Not sure I'm going to frequent it much. Actually, I shouldn't say frequently. I don't even frequent. I've been there twice. Was there Saturday after the little show I was checking out?
Uh-huh.
$7.50 for a pint of beer, and it was just a Asian beer, IPA. It wasn't anything special.
Really?
$7.50, yeah. Ridiculous.
That is really expensive.
Well, that place. I'll
Yeah.
talk about it later, you know. It's just like, really?
That's steep. That is steep. I mean, I can see it being a little more expensive. You know, $6 or something.
But a commercial beer for $7.50?
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
if it's your own house beer that you, yeah, I agree with you.
It just didn't feel like it was legit to me. Like,
No, that's gouging a little bit.
yeah, I felt a little gouged by it.
There's somebody. Oh, what were they? I heard.
I know this beer is more expensive other places too. Like you go places, it's like $12 for a beer. You know, I get that. You know,
Yeah.
but for our area, that's expensive for our little area. You know,
Go to a heavy metal show. It's
Uh-huh.
$18.
$18 for a beer. Yeah,
In a solo cup.
12-ounce solo cup, not even a
Yes.
pint.
Yeah, not even a pint.
What are you kidding?
Go enjoy your show, metalhead. It's hard to at these prices.
Yeah, right. God, one of the last shows that Brandy and I went to, we ended up buying food and all that. Just for the two of us, it was like $50 for like just kind of a little hamburger meal thing, you know?
Mhm.
I was like, that didn't even include the beer. I probably spent another like $200 on beer alone, just making trips back and forth to the concession.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they
And I was the
got
only one
you.
drinking it. She
You
wasn't
know?
drinking the beer.
You're in there.
Yeah.
You can't get out. You know.
Can't get out. Once you leave, you're done. There's no re-entry, man. That's how they get you. They know it because they can charge that high amount because people are gonna buy it.
Yep.
But the reason I just swallow and go, all right, spend the money because for me, it's the experience.
Well,
It's the
that's the thing.
experience, you know.
It's like when we go.
It's not logical though. But it's the experience.
No, it is logical though, because if you spend, I guess some people are very happy, always, you know, just pinching every penny. Maybe that gives them some. But you're going to have a good time, and if you're constantly going, no, I can't have that. No.
Yeah, don't starve yourself of fun
Yeah.
just because your beer is gonna be expensive for a couple hours. You know.
Personally, the way
Yeah.
I think you should do it is, don't do the experience all the time.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like, go once a year.
Yeah, if you're going to a concert every 3 weeks, then yeah, you're gonna feel
Yeah.
that in your pocketbook, man.
Go to a concert every 3 weeks. Get well hydrated before you go
Yeah.
in, and drink and eat nothing.
Yeah.
The only facility you use is the bathroom. You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's why this year we're only going to 2 concerts. You know. We haven't even gone to a concert at all this year. I don't think.
Mm-mm. Nope. Haven't.
Yeah, we got 2 lined up.
You going to see?
Well, we're gonna see Metallica in September.
Family Metal.
Family Metal.
Nice.
We bought those tickets like 2 years ago. Literally 2 years ago. Not even exaggerating. But I didn't buy super fancy, expensive VIP seats or anything. I bought
Right.
regular seats. Because I'm taking the kids. It's their first concert.
Okay.
You know, I didn't want to get them too close to any rowdiness if anything happened. You know, we're gonna be like
Like the geriatric
like, here's the
Metallica
stage.
concert.
yeah. No, it's not gonna be geriatric. Here's the stage because it's at the stadium. They're gonna be on the 50-yard line, literally on the 50-yard line. We're over here, and you know.
Oh, okay.
So.
Cool. They have jumbotrons and things, so you can
Oh
actually
yeah,
see
there'll
them.
be jumbotrons, all kinds of stuff going on. The stage is round. It's a round stage, and then people who want to really spend some money, they're in the center, in the middle where it's hollowed out. They call it a snake pit usually.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, there's people in there. Then there's a floor seat. It's all around the stage. There's no seating though. It's all standing on the actual football field. But I didn't want to do that because you know, wife and kid they need to sit down, especially Brandon Reyes.
Yep.
So.
Well, you're old now. go get. You know what? I don't even need a mirror. Take a look right over there at the monitor, old man.
I'm not old. Not yet. The other show I'm going to go to is in August, early August. We're going to go see Lamb of God in Macedon. It's like our third time seeing Lamb of God here.
I was gonna say you've seen them.
Yeah, I've seen them. Well, the first time I saw them was in Japan, 2006 or 7. Back when they were
The
fairly
baby
new.
metal show that you were gonna go to. They opened.
I don't think Baby Metal even existed back then.
I don't know how long ago.
I've never seen Baby Metal, and I'm not going to go see Baby Metal.
You know you want to go see Baby Metal.
No. But yeah, this will be our third time seeing Lamb of God here in Washington. So we like them. We like the music. The other band is Macedon, which I like Macedon, but I've never seen their shows. So they're older,
Oh.
you know.
I'm going to a concert.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I'm gonna go see. We're talking like you can't get much more opposite than what you're talking about. Bach cantatas and sonatas
Okay.
down in Freeland.
Oh.
Yeah, you know my
Is that
frenemy
orchestral?
Meg.
Yeah.
So her daughter just graduated from Juilliard.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's no joke school there, huh?
Yeah. The
And
music world, I know
she
that's like the Harvard of music world, man. Yeah.
So she's into this Baroque stuff. Not a big surprise.
choice, good
That's,
choice.
That's Meg's thing too.
Yeah.
Meg is a Baroque.
So you have a
What?
you can be like, oh, my conservative friend likes Baroque too.
And I already
I know,
told
I'm
her.
joking.
I was like, no politics, Meg. Face to face. We don't talk about anything. On Facebook, sure, we go head to head. And she's gotten much better. She doesn't get angry anymore.
Okay.
I mean, she really doesn't. And that's, I don't know if she's just finally taken a deep breath and realized that for me, it's a game. No. I'm going to come at, it's like a boxing match. I'm going to hit you hard. I don't hate you.
It's not personal.
It's not personal.
Right, I'm gonna get his refills.
Okay, good idea.
You entertain.
I will entertain.
So I don't have to go far.
You're still within earshot. Catch the rest of y'all up. My friend Meg is an amazing cellist. In fact, I met her when I was taking cello lessons from her. That's how I met her. I started taking cello lessons when I was in college back in 2012. I was like, yeah, I want to learn how to play cello. So I did. And she's great. But she and I are on the opposite ends of the political spectrum. Now, let me ask you something, Steve. Why would you take 2 beers out of a box and put them over there?
That is a great question.
I mean, I understand taking them out of a box.
Well,
you even took the other one and put it in the refrigerator over there.
those beers have to get up to temperature. That's my answer, and I'm sticking with it.
So Meg is actually a pretty good friend of mine, but particularly when thanks, Steve. Particularly when Donald Trump was when he got elected, and just various political issues that we don't agree on. Some stuff I'm pretty firm on. We don't talk about it here because we try and avoid heavy controversy. We don't want to end up being a flame show.
Right.
Not that we have enough viewers for that to happen, but
You never know.
you never know. Some guy might walk in and decide to disagree, and then I'd have to go off, and he'd go off, and it'd just be bad, and then everybody pick sides. The next thing you know,
We'd all be
civil war
divided.
happens because of beer.
We'd have this beer polarization, which never should happen. Beer should be universal.
Beer should bring us together. One way. Oh, look at that.
Boom! Just in time. All right.
I don't know where I was going. So, anyways, that's my friend Meg, and that's
You were just saying you guys are pretty opposite on the
yeah.
political spectrum, but
We get along
still
with
friends, and
Yeah, we get along okay face to face. And so she got really excited, and she's like, "Hey, you can come see my daughter play." And I'm like, "Okay, sure." I'm not sure why.
Where is this? What part?
Freeland.
Freeland, you said. Okay.
I think it's at a Wicca, the Whidbey Island Center for the Arts or something.
Okay.
Or I don't know. I'll have to look it up again. I'm gonna get her. But she bought me a ticket.
Oh, nice.
I was like, "Okay, I'll buy a ticket." They're like $35. And she was all excited. She's like, "I got you a ticket." I was like, "Oh, okay. You don't need to do that.
You need your.
Yeah, my malts. So that's the story of Meg. We are very much on opposite ends of the spectrum. We have agreed that we will not discuss politics when down at the concert, which is going to be a lot of fun. Totally the opposite side of the spectrum from Steve's heavy metal. It's all the hoity-toity. Which I don't think that's actually Bach. I think that's Vivaldi. But still, it's the pretentious song. It's the one that they always play in movies when they want you to think of everything being hoity-toity. They always play Baroque music. They never play romantic or modern or Renaissance. They play Renaissance music when they want you to think of Dark Ages and illiteracy and the plague.
Yes.
They play Baroque music when they want you to think of hoity-toity and pretentious. And they play romantic music. I don't know. Generally, the only time they use romantic era music is when it's in a documentary about the romantic era music. No, they use it more often than that. But I was just talking about how the movie industry uses the various genres, you know.
Right.
And Baroque is definitely the hoity-toity one. If they want to show a scene where everybody's hoity-toity, nose in the air, pinky up when they drink, they're playing Vivaldi or Bach. One of the two.
Harpsichord, maybe.
Yes.
Your favorite
Oh,
instrument.
I hate the harpsichord so much. I hate it more than I hate the saxophone, and I do not like the saxophone. I know, I'm weird.
Oh, your chair has a table on. That's right.
I have.
Oh, well, no, whatever. Ah, you're losing it.
That's alright.
Or we can use my table.
What? Oh, that might be better. Yep.
Tabs.
Tabs.
Breeze. Tabs.
Breeze. Tabs, please. No, there are. It's like half a cent per thing. I will pay the half a cent.
You can even charge me 3 cents.
Yes, 3 cents. I will pay full 3 cents just for a little stupid silver tab on the side.
Molasses.
In we go. Oh,
no. Got the goop on the side.
No. Ha! Got it. Okay.
Now you're sticky.
Now I'm sticky. Really not that good. Very tangy.
Has a tanginess to it.
It does. Oh, yeah. Here, I could use the
Little. Little.
Very concentrated.
Right.
We need a serious topic to talk about.
Seriously.
Problem is, the one I can think of, you can't talk about it without being controversial. So we're not going to talk about that one.
No. What would that be?
Well, the number 34 comes to mind. Yeah, Trump, the Trump.
Oh, that thing. Yeah.
You can't touch that one. You just can't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Although, you know, there's nobody here except for Jay, so.
She doesn't want to hear that stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know much about it other than just the 10,000-foot headline. You know.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing is all the facts are known, right?
Right.
It's like. So all the pontificating from the media is just that. It's just pontificating. Because like, we already know that.
Yeah.
You know, you've said the factual part of this. Like I was telling you, you were telling me about that video or something you saw or something. It's like, yeah, all the facts are in the first, they're in the headline.
The headline, yeah.
Yeah, after that, it's just talking.
Talking for the sake of talking.
I mean, the big thing is they were trying to prove that Trump knew what was going on. That's what the whole thing was. Trump knew what was going on. And so they've decided that yes, he did. And he'll appeal. And that's already in the works.
Oh, that's a given. Doesn't matter who you are. They're going to appeal that type of thing, you know?
Everything.
That's going to get appealed no matter who you are.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Really sticky.
Yeah. You can wash.
I'm going to have to go wash my hair. Yeah. I wouldn't advise drinking this.
Yeah, it's kind of funny by itself.
You know, the whole yeast thing, I can see that happening accidentally. I want to know who figured out hops.
I don't know. Maybe some experimental person was just like, oh, how do I put this in there?
I think that's pretty much what it was.
I mean, all this stuff's got to be experimental because just the combinations of things that went into making beer, there's no way you can plan for that unless you've done it once, you know?
Yeah.
It had to have happened at least once, and someone had to have written it down 400 years ago, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe somebody got experimental, like, well, maybe they knew that hops countered sweetness in something else, and they thought, would that happen in the beer? Let's try it, you know?
Yeah.
And so that's what I can think of, you know? They kind of made some connections, like, well, it made this, blah, blah, blah. Or maybe somebody ate it one time, they're like, oh, that's bitter. You know, they saw a hop vine and thought it was something else, and took a bite of one of the little buds and realized that it was very bitter, and decided they would try to counter sweetness with it.
Well, it works. The thing is, though, is that like your original Scotch ales and you know the Scottish ale, the Scotch ale, and the wheat heavy, all the same beer, just at various alcohol levels, pretty much. You know, the original recipes for those didn't have hops because hops didn't grow in Scotland.
Ah, yeah.
And so,
Well, they were sweet. Where old beers were sweet.
were they?
I think so, yeah.
I'd like to make an old school recipe just once.
Yeah.
You know, just to see what it would taste like. It's like what would
I think
beer
it'd
from?
be very difficult to do that though. Not because of ingredients, but because of water. I think the water profile is because all the water we get is treated.
You can use my well water.
You know, there's chemicals. Yeah, that's some iron though.
Let's see. I wonder what the Scottish water is like.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
That's true. So the water part will be hard. It will be hard to get water from Scotland from
Like
1500.
Like, you know, what they do is grab it out of a river, you know? Obviously, they didn't have running water back in 1500, so.
Well, you know, the thing is that's one of the reasons that beer, I mean, go for it, you know, make it hot. One of the things is that one of the original, or what am I trying to say? Long ago,
In the galaxy
1600s.
far, far away?
No, this galaxy, very close by. But 1600s, 1700s, you know, beer was a very prevalent drink because the process of making beer also killed the bugs that were in the water.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because you boiled, so. Yeah.
Right, and so.
There was no standardization either. Everything was just kind of, beers were different where you went. I mean, not like we have a variety of beer now, but they were truly different because there was just no standardized way to make beer. Especially that's where like the brown ales came from in like England and stuff. You know, each pub definitely had their own way of making it, and so you didn't have the standard brown ale. You had this guy's ale, this guy's ale, this guy's ale, and it was brown because of all the crap they put in there. You know.
Right. There's my little slot. Well, yeah, and
Nope.
there we are. Enter pot can.
Pot can. Not cannabis can.
No,
Pot can. Boiling kettle can.
either weed can,
Weed can.
or hemp can,
Yeah.
or skunk can, or any of the other nicknames for that plant can. Pot, as in this, a pot. This is a pot. Why did pot ever? And why do they call pot?
I don't know. Good question. I don't know why it's called pot.
Makes no sense. Huh?
You'd have to ask somebody from back in the day, I guess.
I should add the rest of this stuff in here.
You should. You're gonna need it.
So yeah, there was no standardization, you know, until you get up at the Reinheitsgebot. And as Ben mentioned, that was actually not a really. It wasn't all over the place. You know, it was just what was it, Bavaria?
Germany, yeah. Bavaria.
It wasn't even.
Yeah, it didn't apply to other places. Yeah.
You know, it wasn't even all of the Weimar, because it was the Weimar Republic at that point. Was it Republic or Empire?
Oh, look, I thought.
Yeah, the Weimar Republic. Anyhow, but yeah, I mean, so that wasn't as far. Although I gotta tell you, Germany's got some problems, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know that only recently, I think maybe you do know this because you follow Discord, and I'm sure that's where I saw it. Only recently has Germany made it so that you can brew beer at your house without a license.
Oh.
Like we're talking, this is less than a year old that they've made this change.
Okay.
Why in the world?
Well, it wasn't until the late 70s, early 80s that we could brew beer in this country at home.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Country's stupid. Yeah, but this country is stupid. I mean, no, let's take that back. I love America. There are many, many good things. But let's be honest, we had prohibition. That's, I mean, there's
Oh, no, I
obviously
get it.
something wrong with our brains.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was even technically illegal then, but it was kind of a blind eye thing. It's like, all right, no one's gonna get in trouble for making a little 5-gallon batch of beer, you know.
Right.
And obviously, if you're trying to make a lot of beer and distribute it, that's bootlegging. By definition, it's bootlegging.
Yep.
You know, it doesn't have to be moonshine to bootleg. You know.
Right.
You're just,
Although even now,
bootlegging is all it is just selling alcohol unlicensed. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Well, even now, if we tried to sell this
So,
stuff,
yeah.
they'd come down on
Oh,
us
yeah,
and if
yeah.
they caught us.
But you're legally allowed to make 5 gallons up a certain period of time. So I forget what it was at the time. You know. Yeah, that was the 20th century where that was legal in this country. So yeah.
Okay, so
But now, this is 2024. Germany's just now getting on board, you know.
yeah. Oh, I guess you can brew your own beer. Well, there's weird commercials. There's what's it in England.
Yeah.
You have to buy a license to watch TV.
What?
Not lying. You have to. I don't know what it is. I don't think
What's the telly?
to watch the telly. I am not lying. There's a license to watch television. It's like, so you get your TV, you got your channels and stuff, but then you
Right.
have to pay, I don't know if it's some sort of public service fee or a utilities fee that you have, but yeah,
Hell of a hot break, by the way.
I know, and fast. It's like already kicking in.
Yeah, I imagine some kind of broadcasting fee. The same crap that we have, you know, all these stupid
taxes and fees for things on my cable bill. It's ridiculous, man.
Well, I bet part of it is because they have the BBC, the BBC.
BBC, yeah.
And I think that's probably a big part of it. We have NPR, but even then NPR is not government funded.
No.
It receives a stipend from the government, but it's not like the BBC. The
Right.
BBC is government funded, kind of like Canada's CBC.
Oh, yep.
They're both state media, which is weird. We're fine with state media if it's English or Canadian. But if it's Russian, it's Chinese, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of Russia or China, but it's just the way
it's like, yeah, what's good for the goose should be good for the gander kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like either state-controlled media is bad or
Right.
it's fine. It's not both. Oh, look, we found a serious conversation. Cool. Go back to normal cam.
What? Conversation.
Yeah, we're talking about state-controlled media. Come on, this is cool. Roll with it. Don't stop talking now. I just went back to normal cam.
Let's talk about the movies. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. State-controlled media.
No, it's interesting, because it is. The BBC is fine. It's fine. The BBC tells the truth.
Right. Because they're allies.
They tell the truth. We know the BBC tells the truth. We know the CBC tells the truth. We know that Fox lies, and so does MSNBC, and CNN is, who knows?
They're all entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah.
All of ours are entertainment. I mean, actually, they really are.
Yeah.
I once listened to, it was actually having to be an NPR report, but the guy was talking. And there's a lot of, you people cast insults like that. You watch Fox News, like that's an insult.
Right.
And people flip it back around. You watch CNN, like it's an insult. It's like,
Who cares?
and this guy was talking. He's like, actually, when it comes to reporting, like when they do their news stories, just the facts, ma'am, type
Right.
dragnet type stuff, he's like, they're actually all pretty good. He's like, they put it out there pretty well. These are the facts. He's like, the problem is, there's not that much news in the world. So then you get into the rest of the 24-hour cycle,
Yeah.
which is all the other shows. The Tucker Carlsons, the Rachel Maddows.
And those are very leaning to whatever
Yep.
political platform they support.
He said, and that's where it gets really kind of, that's where they start to really diverge. And it's like,
Right.
fact, fiction, truth, and lie kind of get mushy. And
You're gonna need half of your rules.
yes, 1.5.
So
Thank you for helping me remember.
I guess we'll get you a paper plate. You can
Yeah, paper
kind of
plate is- yep.
split them apart.
Thinking that'd be good.
Drink your beer.
I will drink my beer. Here I am drinking my beer.
I didn't mean to make that sound like an order. It was good fun.
It's okay. I'm used to you bossing me around.
Nope. Nice break.
And besides,
It's
that's
close, man. It's close.
that's the kind of order that you don't mind receiving.
You're like, drink. Yes, sir.
Run away, sir.
Thank you. Can I have another? Yeah, I know what you mean, though. Like, when it just comes to the news, like something that happens, the reporting is pretty on par with each other. But yeah, all that filler is definitely colored and, to whatever side they agree with,
Yeah. And then, you
and then,
get...
and then it polarizes and divides, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, well... It does happen, but the other thing that I truly believe this is that I've said this many, many times. It's just like the division that we perceive from the media of all places is not nearly as big as reality.
No, I agree.
It's not- Well, for example, right? According to Facebook and CNN and Fox, Meg and I would never go to a concert together.
Yeah, right. Let's say you're about to go to a concert.
You are political enemies. And we're not really aberrations. Now, there are some, particularly with the whole Trump thing, there were people that just couldn't handle it. And even Meg got zapped, That's when she left on Facebook and disappeared. And didn't come back for the longest time, mainly because she couldn't figure out how to unblock me, which I find amusing. But but still, the point remains that if we're that divisive, then this should never happen, right? That we should never talk to each other. We shouldn't go to concerts and things like that. It's like, no, you would never do that. She's a liberal. Yeah, it's okay.
So?
She's wrong on a lot of things, but on some things she's really right on. Like how to use your thumb when you get up on the high parts of the neck. That hurts. That is a painful thing. You ever watch a cello player? You ever press on the side of your thumb like this? On like a piece of metal? Next time you're at work, just find a frame rail and just kind of roll the side of your thumb on it. You know?
Yeah.
They use the side of their thumb as a fretting.
Oh, wow.
Not like the tip. Not the tip of the
like
thumb.
The side, though, huh?
Yeah, when they get way down there, they're like this and they're playing. Yeah, they use the side of the thumb as fretting. I don't. I say I don't need to play notes that high. It's a cello.
I'll let the violas do that one.
That's right. The violas and the violins, they can go up there. These are the fingers that press the strings.
Right. Media I have such a distrust and honestly don't care about the media because I can't say I know, but I'm convinced, I should say, that media promulgates so much BS to keep people divided, it doesn't matter if it's political, racial, whatever, because this is going to sound kind of tinfoil hattish, but I think the more we're polarized, or at least the perception is that we're polarized, the more we're divided, the more malleable we are as a society, i.e., not like mind control, but we can definitely be swayed. And I think that came to fruition as far as like an idea. This is going to sound ridiculous, but I don't know, man. War of the Worlds, the radio broadcast, War of the Worlds, what was that, 1930s or 40s, whatever that was?
A long time ago.
So that was a radio broadcast telling the story, radio drama of War of the Worlds. Well, it caused nationwide panic because people thought it was real.
Yes.
And so I think at that point, the government or whoever just realized, we can control the masses with media, And so they decided to take advantage of media. Or obviously early incarnations, black and white television, all that stuff over the years. But before we had a lot of this awareness in a sense, there was really, everybody just kind of watched the news and believed the news. It's like, oh, that's what's happening, Especially
Walter
like
Cronkite told the truth.
It was the truth. This is the news. This is the only thing that's going on, And then, of course, we became more modern and realized there's more than what we're being told. And I think it's more prevalent than ever, especially when it comes to division. The more divided we are, the easier are we to control. The easier are we're to keep down and not. And like I don't sound like a rebellion thing, but just if we're more united as a people, we can say no to certain things. A lot easier than if we're divided. If that makes sense,
Well, I think it does make sense. I mean, if you find the commonalities in places.
I don't mean like revolution. I don't mean like.
Well, take something very non-controversial. Taxes. So, during the Great Republican Circus of 2016, when there were 17 highly qualified Republican candidates and they all got beat out by Trump, which we should just take a moment and marvel at that.
How did that happen?
I mean, these guys were professional politicians, and every single one was good. Even Carly Carly, what was her last name? Fiorina. Anyways, she was a business lady, right? But even she was probably more qualified professionally. She presented herself better than Trump did, and Trump beat them all, every single one. I'm just marveling there. Okay, back to what I was talking about though. So you had this big thing, and of course they talk about taxes, which they have no intention of fixing the tax system.
No.
But they talk about it, right?
Someone loses money if you do that.
Right, and so I remember it was the Texan guy. Oh, what's his name? Ted Cruz. So Ted Cruz He's like, this is my tax plan, and you could do your taxes on a postcard, or 3x5 index card, right? And the truth is, yes, you could. You know, really. I mean, there's so much stupidity. It's like, you need to tell us how much you make. You don't know? Well, yes, we do, but you need to tell us.
Yeah,
It's like, what is this, some sort of honesty test? You know? It's like all this BS, these huge things. And there are some carve-outs. You know, if you're a professional musician, you get a tax credit for that. There's a tax credit for being a professional musician. Somebody lobbied for this.
How do you prove you're a professional musician?
I don't know. I'm a professional musician. I have written
I
music
play
and gotten
live.
paid
I'm
for
a
it.
professional. I did get paid. I got paid in beer.
See? Did you get paid in beer? You got free beer that night?
Yeah. We had. Yeah,
You guys didn't get to see our total fail. Why? Maybe Timo is just really good at high fives and he's able to sense wherever I'm going because I never miss with Timo.
But we had a open tab that night. I only drank 2 on it because I didn't want to push the generosity.
Right.
Because but I drank 2 beers on the tab, and then I bought my last beer. I bought my first beer, and then I bought my last beer. I just I didn't want to exploit that.
You have been compensated for your musical abilities. Therefore, you are a professional musician as well.
Woo! Finally!
So now go claim your tax credit. I don't know. There's probably some.
I don't think I would qualify for that anyway.
So here's the thing. I'm not so concerned about tax credits and this, that, and the other. You know, some of that stuff makes sense. You know.
Some of it's just ridiculous and I don't know, man. I think some of the things I want to go down that rabbit hole, but
Well, no, this is it's not controversial because people. Well, I guess. I offended a whole bunch of professional musicians there. Maybe. They're probably all like, really? I didn't know about that.
I just don't think there should be certain kinds of tax credits.
Herman Cain, when he ran years and years ago, he had like the 999 plan or something. But he had this simplified income tax plan. It's like, that's it. It's easy and you just done, But we've just made it so complex. And H&R Block and Jackson Hewlett and a lot of CPAs, they're part of these big lobbies that they lobby to keep the tax code idiotically complex.
Right, because then you have to pay them to do the taxes.
Go ahead. I'll let you do it. Exactly. And the reality is if H&R Block is doing your taxes, you can do your own taxes.
Yeah, I do my own taxes.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying that if H&R Block can do your taxes
all they're doing is punching in the software.
Right.
No one's sitting there actually looking up tax code and
And if H&R Block cannot do your taxes, then you need to go to a CPA, not H&R Block.
Right.
Yeah,
they're not CPAs. They might have CPAs there, like supervisors or something, but actually, I don't know. Yeah.
They're pretty under control. So, anyways, my point is that you're talking about we're talking about division and how if we keep them divided. So, just in this one non-controversial subject, I think from Florida, from Jacksonville, Miami, Fort Lauderdale up to Seattle, and all points in between, everybody can pretty much agree. Yeah, we would like a simple tax code. It would be really nice if I could just walk up.
Pay a flat rate, man.
Yeah, it's just like cha-ching, and there. It's like I made this much, and now I pay this. I don't get a refund, but that's okay, because I know and I can just foresee it, and there, I'm done.
Uh-oh, did I kill the flame? No, I didn't.
Let that go for a minute, right? But that takes a lot of work and a lot of pressure on politicians. And a lot of the populace, the citizenry, coming up against this lobbying group for H&R Block and Jackson L. Hewitt, and this CPA group that makes money off of tax season, And so, as long as we're divided and squabbling over transgender or homosexuality or abortion or racism or lack of racism or the border, or all these other things, as long as you keep us split up, like you said, then we don't conglomerate together and say, hey,
this is BS. Yeah.
Fix the IRS.
Yeah.
We want it done in a week. Just like that. The president's like, I won't sign it. It's like, well, I've got 275 million people say you will.
Right.
Where's the rest of America? They're under the age of 18.
They can't.
They can't. But if you want to let us play dirty, we'll get them to vote too. But still, you get my point,
Yeah,
right?
no, exactly.
If we come together like that, but yeah, as long as you can keep the racism thing alive, that's the big one, because I truly believe that the racism debate in the United States is 90% imaginary at this point.
I agree.
It is manufactured. It is intentionally kept
Right.
alive.
I mean, I think there are still racist people all around the world, not just the United States. But I believe the way I agree with what they're saying. Yeah, it's just like they keep it alive in people's minds, and you know, you hear things like, "Oh, racism's never been worse." It's like, yeah, actually, it has. You know,
It's been a lot worse.
it's been a lot worse.
Yeah, you ever hear the song "Strange Fruit"? Yeah, tell me
You know,
about
it's
a
just
lot
like-
worse.
Yeah, I agree. They are keeping it active in our brains because of what we see on television or the news and the way they do stuff. You know,
Well, yeah, and certain political figures, mainly,
and I can't prove any of this, but this is what I think. You know?
yeah, but mainly on the left are the ones who are benefiting from keeping the race thing alive, right? So, like, what do you think?
A little more aggression.
Yes, this is taking a long time, folks, to get this boil right. So like even some of my favorite people to listen to, even they, you know, you have to recognize it's like, look, these people, they feed off of this outrage,
Yeah.
right? Like Ben Shapiro's a good one. I love listening to Ben Shapiro. He's fun, you know. He's in your face, unapologetic. He's really smart. He's wicked smart.
Wicked smart.
He talks fast, so you know even if you don't know that he's smart, he sounds smart because he talks at 100 miles an hour. In fact, when he did that rap with Tom McDonald, he raps slower than he talks, which that generally
That's
doesn't
weird,
happen.
He was. This is gonna sound funny or weird maybe, but he was so white in that video.
Oh,
Like you couldn't be more white in that video, man.
yes,
Like trying to rap or trying to be like, you know, cultural hip hop. He's like, no, you're not doing it, dude.
You are. He was so far out of his element.
Oh, blast.
It like went away.
I know, man. That was weird.
Maybe it's this chunk of concrete. It's not your pot. It's this chunk
the
of concrete.
Oh man. Like in the movie The Poltergeist, that one spot where like she would slide, you know.
Right.
There you go. Now you got some boil.
Yeah. All right. It's gonna be 9 o'clock at night before I get this done if I don't throw these in here. So,
Oops.
just kind of scoop over the edge.
There you go. It'll be fine. We'll go right in.
In we go. So, anyways, yeah, and now we get the boil over.
I was getting ready to.
Yeah, that's gonna go for the top if we don't control it. That is not rolling. That's roiling. Mount Vesuvius. Yeah, give it a minute. Yeah, maybe turn it down a little more. So, anywho, it's just you got this, and people are profiting. Al Sharpton is profiting. Are you telling me to drink or to time?
Time.
Okay.
And drink.
That's why I never brew alone. Because I have no idea what my beer is going to show up like. Like, how long did you boil your beer for? I don't know.
I don't know. I drank 4 beers
Yeah.
during the time that I decided to go ahead and move it after that.
Yeah. I was like, this must be an hour. So, anywho, you know,
Well, it's stable because it's still kind of high.
the border dispute is another one. And that's one where both. So I think in the race war, keeping things divided benefits the Democrats more than the Republicans. But when you get to like the border dispute, yeah, that's good. The border dispute. Let's go back to normal cam.
Normal cam.
Normal cam. Well, in the border dispute, I think that benefits both parties. Both parties benefit from us being all up in arms and not solving this immigration
solving the problem, yeah.
You know, and you know me. It's like, and this is where I break the paradigm. It's like, yeah, I'm conservative. I'm also open borders.
Yeah.
Hey, Juan, how you doing? I'm sorry. Well, you really need to learn English, Juan. It will help you on this side of the border.
Definitely help you when you come
Yes.
over. You know. Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with borders.
Yeah.
You know.
But I mean, there is, and the thing is, though, is you got to flop the paradigm because really, right now, what people consider when they consider that, they consider all these people coming in and jumping on the system and using all the services of the system, and it's like, well, yeah, you're right. If they come in, they contribute nothing, and all they do is take resources, then we're a herd unit.
If you open the borders enough to where people can come in and get a job and pay taxes, they're paying taxes,
Mm-hmm.
and they're sure they might be using the system, but they're contributing by paying taxes.
Yes, they're paying taxes. The whole thing goes around. And if you used our tax money wisely, which, oh, by the way, they don't.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so that is a problem there. It's like, well, sure, we've got more taxes from these added 1 million immigrants that came in, you know, in the last year. Right. 1 million immigrants came in and yada yada and stuff. It's just, it's like if you use the tax money wisely, we'd be good, but you don't.
Nope.
You know,
We
waste
fund idiotic things. I'm not going to try to list stuff, but there's a bunch of things that tax dollars get diverted to. That's why, why is this a government program? Why is this being funded?
Or why is it at the level that it's at?
Or it's
You know, it's like the federal government. Why does the federal government do so many things? It should be like borders, national defense.
Right.
That's about it. You know.
Here. Dun dun dun. Thank you.
Whoever you are, you're beautiful. Happen to know it's a female. I think
That's easy to discern in my family.
Yes.
Because I'm the only male in the family.
Pretty sure that was.
That was the child. I recognize the shoes because I bought the shoes.
Stop watching it and it boils. Ah, Jade is still here and still commenting.
Well, good. Good to know you're still listening.
But what were we talking about? Taxes, immigration, and the fact that I'm
yeah.
open borders, and the fact that that issue benefits both parties. To solve that issue doesn't benefit. You know, they have a hard time because now what are the Republicans going to say to their anti-immigrant base?
Right.
And what are the Democrats going to say to their open borders base? You know.
It's like, oh, we solved it. You know.
And people do, you know, they do all these things. Like even the guy. Have you seen the guy, the fighting poverty with gumballs?
Yeah, I remember that guy.
So I haven't really read them, but apparently there are some counter arguments, and there's some flaws in his representation. Although I got to tell you, that's a pretty good representation, the way he stacks that things up, and he makes some really good points. He's like, you know, because now he's not coming from worrying about a country's ability to deal with the influx of immigration. Now that, of course, this is an old video.
Right.
What he was attacking was this concept, this, you know, emotional appeals concept. It's like, oh, we need to help these impoverished people. He's like, you're not helping the impoverished people. You're helping the people that were strong enough, smart enough, and quick enough to get out of their countries and into yours. The people that are suffering are still in those countries.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, because they can't get out.
Get out. Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna move the camera. We're done with pot cam, right?
Yeah, for now, sure. I mean, we can put it back if we.
I just don't want to try to knock
move
things
around
over.
and then catch a cord and stuff.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna go grab that beer and get it in the cooler.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Good idea, man.
Good idea, man. So anyhow, you know, he made a really good point there. It's like, you're not fighting poverty. You know, it's like, and the percentage of poverty that you're having, that cooler, that no.
This one's very cold. This one's down to 33 degrees right now.
Well, how cold is what? How do you want it?
It's that beer's carbonating, so.
Oh,
But it's fine.
it'll be fine. You can drink those cold.
I don't even have any room in the refrigerator because there's water in there for chill water.
Oh, okay. Well,
you know what's even more funny? I filled up 5 gallons of chill water.
You did everything except for buy a beer kit.
Pretty much. That's alright.
I'm here off and on. Oh, making dinner. She's making dinner. I thought she gamed. Gamers eat? I didn't know this.
Sometimes.
Wow, blows my mind. But anyhow, anyhow, so you've got these wedge issues, the transgender thing. I don't know what's up with that. That's just insanity. Yeah, a lot of issues that playing to your point where it benefits them to keep us divided.
Yeah.
And it's not about helping the country. It's not even about helping one of these minority groups that they are purporting to help. It's all about elections and getting into power and donations and a lifestyle and stuff. I seriously think that there should be a law putting a cap on government incomes, and it's like poverty plus 10 grand.
Yeah. Poverty. This is gonna sound weird. There's profit in poverty, because if all the poverty was taken care of, somebody would be losing money, man. There would be programs that went away where there wouldn't be government funding or subsidies.
Oh yeah, a lot of jobs.
And I think there would. I honestly think poverty, essentially most of it could be solved. I don't mean some rich person dumps a bunch of money into it, but I think there's enough institutional knowledge across the country that we can do this better and manage this better, where people can come out of poverty more.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by changing other systems, like changing the tax systems and all that. I'm not sure how to describe it, but
changing the welfare system, even.
Changing the welfare system. Not making an incentive not to work.
Yeah. Or make the way that you get eased off welfare such that you can get raises and stay alive.
Right.
Because that's one of the reasons that welfare is hard to get off of, is because you start making a certain amount of money, and instead of like this whole thing where your income takes over, it's just like you're up, and then it's like, wait, I only made it this far.
Yeah, it should be a ratio. Yeah.
I need to be clear that I need to be up here
if
to
you start
survive.
making a little bit more money, sure, maybe drop your welfare a little bit, but keep enough there that you can still keep growing.
Yeah, until you're on your own 2 feet.
Right. Yeah, I agree. That would probably help a lot of people, because they would keep going. They wouldn't feel incentivized to stay under the poverty line. If I make, like those friends of yours, if I make too much money, then I'm gonna lose my Social Security or whatever it is.
Right. Well, and those people, that was just laziness.
Yeah.
That was just, they liked being leeches on the system. They enjoyed.
And that's the problem. There's too many. There's too much of that.
Because they were, no offense, Jade. Well, they didn't play your games anyways. But
what?
Well, she plays. What's the game she plays?
Games. Okay, video games you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, and they were gamers, right? They are WoW people.
Right.
And so their lives revolved around WoW, which involved waking up at 1 in the morning and staying up until 6, and then going to bed and sleeping till 5 in the afternoon, and this crazy, unrealistic lifestyle that was consumed by WoW type deal, and just they wanted to be there, right. And that's the conservatives see more of them than they see of the people that are stuck. People who are just like, I would like to get off, but as soon as I get to that point, I fall back down.
Here's another flaw in the system. We've talked about this before. Those offices telling my sister-in-law, "Oh, you need to have another kid, or you're not gonna get more money." It's just like,
right?
Why would I make another mouth to feed, which is gonna cost way more than I need right now just to get? Because this was between. After her and her first husband separated, but she had her son.
Right.
She was just needing a little bit of, she had just got out of the Navy, so she just didn't have really income, And so she was asking if there was a way to get a little bit more until she found a job. Like, oh, you need to have another kid. It's like, well, what sense does that make? Why am I going to create another mouth to feed? Are you serious?
Well, yeah.
Right there, another flaw in the system, man.
There's lots of people, and some of them are well-intentioned. That seems just stupid to me. That's just irresponsible.
Why don't you have another child out of wedlock, Not that her first child was out of wedlock, but it's like it would have been a child out of wedlock kind of thing,
Yeah, it would have been a welfare play. That would be great to grow up. Hi, I'm alive because my mom needed money. That's the only reason.
That's the only reason I'm alive, yeah. I wasn't planned, yeah. I wasn't even an accident.
No, I was planned. I was
right. I was planned. But I wasn't an accident.
But I wasn't desired.
Yeah,
the extra funds that I brought, that's what was desired.
Yeah, Yeah, see, that's messed up, man.
But, you know, there's like the guy when we went for Timo and stuff for his when Department of Vocational Rehabilitation and all that fun stuff for Timo, you know, because Timo has autism, so he's disabled. So that guy said, you know, he's like, "What's your goal?" It's like full time. He's like, "Well, maybe we should just part time. That way you can get more money from Social Security." And I just looked at the guy. I didn't say anything, but I wanted to say, "You're an idiot."
Yeah.
It's like, no, do you actually coach people to be lazy, useless slugs? I don't want to pay your taxes. I don't want to pay your income anymore. You need to get out of this office. Please bring someone in here who encourages people to work hard.
Yeah.
That's what we need to do. Work hard, stand on your own feet. Not the system leeching. Stop it. You know, yes, there's a time when the system is needed. Autism, Down syndrome. There are some very legit disabilities. Broken backs. I mean, there's people, it's like there are legit disabilities out there. But we should still be encouraging people to get on their feet, metaphorically speaking. So, all these wedge issues, it's another wedge issue. And that's the thing with the whole immigration thing, is you've got to fix the system so that working is more important and is more beneficial than being on the system. And the truth is, you know, you and I know people all around the world, or we've ran into people. Maybe we don't like.
Literally.
Yeah, I mean, it's like maybe we're not bosom buddies, but I've talked with people in like Dubai. I've talked with people in Malaysia. I've talked with people in Ireland. Like people I don't even know, just people I talk to, face to face, drinking a cup of coffee at a bar,
or having
talking
coffee,
to them.
having breakfast or something. Yeah.
And they were just normal people. It's like, what do you want? I want to go to work. I want to buy food. I want to feed my family. Yeah. That's what I want. You know,
it's pretty universal, man. You know, it really is.
Maybe the occasional sake once in a while or something. You know, it's just, it's like most people. It's like, but we paint them as these lazy. They just want to surf off the system. It's like, actually, no. Most people want to work. You know, I've even talked with some people who have kind of, you know, the carpet got jerked out from under them, and you know, they were busy doing whatever, and so they couldn't quite get back on their feet. And then they bitch about it, and I'd be like, well, how's it feel to be there? And they're like, it feels like shit. You know, it's like, I don't like sucking off the government. I don't like this. I want to get back on my feet.
Phrasing.
What's that? Oh.
Sucking off the government, huh?
I mean, that's the way, you've never heard that phrase?
Yes, but it was a much different context, though.
Alright, your brain, you know what? I just realized where you went with that. That was wrong, dude. My virgin ears. Oh my gosh.
Time for a beer.
It is time for a beer. Point being, right? Yes. That for him, he did not enjoy being a recipient of welfare. He wanted to work, you know, because most people have pride. Right? And I realize I'm talking against the conservative position on welfare, that deal. Because the conservative position is that all these welfare leeches are just leeches. The problem is, there are those out there.
There's enough of them that it's created a stigma, but there's also enough people that don't want to be on the system, but they have to be.
Right.
And I can agree with that, you know.
And there are certain situations, you know, that came...
By the way, I gave you the colder one.
Thanks, man.
What were you saying?
Well, it's just, and there are things from the past when a lot of these systems were developed. You know, like the whole, you know, you could collect welfare as a woman if you didn't have a husband, right? But if you had a husband in the home, well, that changed things, and so now you couldn't get it. So now we have broken homes. And I'm not saying that that's where the out-of-wedlock child problem came from 100%, but I'm just saying, making those rules, it's like, well, you have a provider, so we're not going to provide. It's like, well, my provider is not providing.
Right.
You know, well,
he's still not providing.
It's like, okay, so we kick the provider
That's
out.
an old-fashioned thing right there, though.
What's that?
That's kind of old-fashioned now.
It is, but it's actually not that uncommon.
Yeah.
You know, the whole woman being the main provider is, it hasn't.
Oh no,
hit
that's
50,
not what
50.
I meant. That's not what I meant. A single woman was able to get welfare because she didn't have a man providing. That's like old school thinking. You know, you doesn't really matter. You don't think that way anymore.
No.
But I know back in those, we'll just say the 1950s, that was kind of how society worked, and at least in this country, you know, the man of the house went to work. You know, the wife stayed home, took care of the house. You know, the homemaker kind of thing, Susie homemaker, which, you know, was more of a fantasy than a reality, I would say. But
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that were painted up nice and pretty for people to look
Right.
at and stuff, and the reality was not
it
nearly
wasn't.
as nice.
Yeah. I mean, that definitely doesn't fly today. I mean, there's a lot of, you know,
But I was
a
just
lot of
saying,
times women that are the main bread makers of the household now. You know.
hmm But my point is just that
Bread-
these things
bread-
came around from past things,
Mm.
and then they've kind of moved forward into today, and they're still stick around and all this
Right.
BS.
Right. I got
You
you.
know,
I follow you.
Back from when women didn't work, you know,
Right.
or black people had a hard time getting
Getting a
into
job,
certain
yeah.
positions, right? You get the whole war on poverty, which was probably the first war America ever lost. Still fighting it, still losing, because we do it wrong. We just do it wrong.
Nobody wants to listen when there's a viable solution presented. You know.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing is, it's really hard to tell people, you know, that life is hard. It's hard to be that person. And I think this is one big difference between conservatives and liberals is that conservatives are more able to make that hard decision in a cold way and just say, yeah, this sucks. I don't like it, but
Right.
here's the thing.
There's a greater good here or something.
Yeah, whereas liberals seem to be, and I'm using very, very bland conservative liberal labeling here. Because labeling is always dangerous. But still, seems like on the left side of things, it's more emotional. It's more like, no, that's not acceptable because people get hurt. Like, yeah, but if we don't, you know. I hate to sound like Stalin, but you know, if you need to make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. It's like, yeah, maybe you don't get to run public policy. That's a little disturbing. But
No, I know what you meant though.
they're hard decisions to make, you know.
Right.
It's like you gotta. But there were some things my dad said once when I was long ago. My mom was just wondering about something. I was not exactly a failure to launch, but I didn't launch very well. I like fought it out my port engine. Still went off the nose, but immediately listed. Had to come around and catch the wire again, get it fixed back up, and shut off again. I launched, but I came back. Anyhow, point being, as my dad said, you know, hunger is a great motivator. You're hungry enough, you know.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And I think right now the problem that we're running into is we've got this. Again, it's a conspiracy theory type deal about how there's this whole system that is actively trying to keep people down. It's like, and they attribute it to people like Elon Musk. It's like he wants poor people to be poor. It's like Elon Musk probably doesn't think about poor people. And to be honest, he makes his money selling kind of high-end things. He probably
sells
wants
services.
more people to be rich.
He sells things to the government. He sells stuff to people with a lot of money. You know.
Mm-hmm. So, anyhow, kind of starting to talk in circles on this one. So that was serious topic of the day. We kind of went a long way on that one.
We did. I don't think we got too controversial.
No, we weren't controversial, although we definitely betrayed which side of the fence we stand on.
Not the first time, nor will it be the last.
No.
But you know, we shouldn't be ashamed of that or afraid to say, yeah, we're conservative types.
No, that's that's something that.
You know, but we would welcome anybody, even a different opinion, as a commenter. You know, I don't mean a fight, but a commenter that
Yes.
says, "Hey, I disagree with you guys. Let's talk about it." You know.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And we wouldn't counterattack and be like, "Hey, let's have a discussion." You know.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm okay if someone disagrees with me.
Unless you say that you like the harpsichord, in which case we just ban you. Go on.
Yeah, this guy,
Get out.
you're out of here.
Get out.
Wait. I do like the harp.
I will throw you right out of your own garage. Just out the door.
Rude! So rude.
No, you're allowed to like the harpsichord.
Doesn't mean I'm going to force you to listen to it over here.
Thank you. It's like, why are you in your friend's front yard drinking beer? Because he's listening to
He's
harpsichord.
listening to Bach right now, and I'm just not having it, man.
I don't even hate Bach. I think Bach's Passions are great. The St. Matthew Passion. Yeah, those are great.
Not the harpsichord.
Not the harpsichord, and not too much on the organ. I don't.
Giant church organs.
Yeah, I don't hate the organ as much as I hate the harpsichord. I don't hate the harp. No, let's be honest. I hate the harpsichord. I don't hate the organ like that. I think the problem with the organ is it really requires.
One of those acquired tastes, maybe.
It can be a very overwhelming instrument.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you hit those bass things and then the top notes and all the fluty, and it's all happening all at the same time. It's everything everywhere all at once, but out of an organ. And it's just like my brain just goes, I just want to hear the melody, but I can't find it because it's buried in these 4-inch pipes. Yes, that's my idea of organ playing music. Do 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 do.
I hear the melody.
There it is.
Ball.
But seriously,
we all know that baseball is racist, so we can't go there.
well, if they let a few more white people play, it wouldn't be.
Pickle. Now it's controversial.
Yep, now we stepped in it there.
I was gonna say pickles are racist.
I'm just joking.
I
You
know.
know, it's kind of weird, isn't it? Weird how baseball seems to really attract a lot of Hispanic people and Japanese. Hispanic and Japanese.
Well, I know in Japan that baseball is huge over there. When I was stationed there, baseball was a big part of their culture, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, there was a bar owner that I used to frequent his bar until he changed his. Anyway, he was a professional ball player before he opened his bar.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But-
For like the Tokyo Tiger, I forget.
Football and basketball seem to attract a lot of black people. I mean, you just look at the teams.
Yeah.
You know, it's like look at the racial makeup of these teams.
Hockey.
White persons.
Mostly white people. Yeah. I don't know how true this is, but I've heard that it's like a physiology thing, but like black people are typically attracted to hockey because something with their ankles, like the skates in their ankles, and I'm like, well, if they can play football and basketball, which uses your ankles, why wouldn't they be able to play hockey? You know?
Yeah, especially on modern skates.
Like, honestly, I think there's like one black hockey player, man, in the NHL. There might be more than.
He's a goalie. He plays for the Blackhawks. What? It's true.
But supposedly,
If it's
black
the only
people,
one.
black athletes don't play hockey because there's something with their ankles in the skating.
I
I don't know how true
one.
that is, you know.
I mean, especially because the modern ice skate.
Yeah.
I mean, it is like a ski boot.
Oh yeah, it's
It
definitely
is just,
you are supported.
locked into
Yeah.
that thing. You know, it's a.
You're supported.
The sneakers from football and basketball aren't even close to the amount of support you get from an ice skate.
That's why I never understood that assertion. I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense because, you know, this guy's a basketball player, so he's running up and down the court, jumping, you know,
Mm-hmm.
doing his thing. And same with this football player, he's down and getting tackled, whatever, or blocking, you know.
No, I don't know why. I think it just happened. Yeah. You know, it's old.
Yeah.
You know, it's like just like that welfare argument with the whole single mothers type deal.
Oh,
It came from before and it stuck
Before,
around
yeah.
to now. Yeah, I happened to. That shocked Wendy. Right, we were watching a hockey game, and the goalie took his mask off, and it was the Chicago Blackhawks. The goalie took his mask off, and he was black. And Wendy's like,
probably like the only black guy in NHL, man.
at that
Seriously,
point in
you know.
time, yeah.
There might be more black athletes now, but yeah, it was just that sport just does not have black people in it, man. You know.
Well, it's just weird. Like seriously, Japanese and Hispanics
yeah.
into baseball, you know, black people in basketball and football, white people in hockey. It's like sports are racist. You were absolutely right.
Sports are racist, man.
Sports are racist. Lying.
You know someone's gonna run with that. They're correct. Sports are racist. No, they're not.
We got 3 people watching. Well, 2 people because we're one of them.
Who else is watching this?
Oh, Jay. is the
Mystery
other one.
viewer, thank you for watching.
Yes, welcome to Racial Hour.
We're just having fun. We're not.
Yeah,
We don't really think sports are racist.
baseball.
We're just looking. We're just looking at a statistical representation of ethnic groups and
Yeah, not super scientific though. Just more like a, observable. It's like
Yeah.
this is what you seem to see.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I blame Jose Canseco.
Really?
Yeah, from Athletics back in the day. He was probably like, "Hey, La Raza, vamos."
La raza.
You know?
Vamos.
Now, that was racist,
Yes, that was racist.
but in a fun way.
You know, racial jokes can be fun. It's just when they get too serious, and that's the problem. It's like hazing in the military,
Yeah,
right? Like a good pop on the arm to tack your crow on in the Navy.
it was traditional.
That's not a bad tradition. Men, pow, yeah, pain. Everything involves pain.
Grunt, yeah.
Yeah, tying a kid's arm around a water main and pounding on it until it's broken and he can't
That's a
use it for a
problem.
month.
That's a problem.
And that's the problem is everybody tries to go.
Push the envelope. Let's just push the envelope a little bit, yeah.
I once broke a guy's hand getting hazed.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because he wanted to tack my crow on, and I just picked up third, and he actually leaped off a welding bench and was flying downward like this, and I went, whoop, and he punched the concrete floor.
Oh.
And it was like, serves you right.
Like, no, you're not going to leap at me.
It's like there's tacking me, and then there's assaulting me, and what you're doing is assaulting me.
Yeah.
And if you'd have hit me, I'd have hit you back.
Right.
As it turns out, you punched the floor. So, yeah, and he broke his hand. Have fun, buddy. Which that was fun for him to explain. Why did you punch the floor?
Well,
I tripped, I fell.
Something dumb like that, yeah.
Yeah, because you definitely don't want to say, I was trying to punch a guy so hard that it felt it through his other shoulder.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous.
Point being, though, everyone takes it to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. So you tell a funny racial joke just based on a stereotype or something. Right? It's something with a racial, like,
theme or whatever.
yeah,
you know?
well, like,
Not like you're hating on something. You're just kind of like a stereotype. Actually,
Right.
I think you hit on the head. Everybody kind of makes jokes with the stereotypes. Those are the innocent ones, you know.
right, and some of them are good.
Then they get mean. You know, when you get mean, that's a problem.
Yeah,
You know.
you know, like, you ever listen to Henry Cho?
I'm not sure.
We should look up Henry Cho when we're done brewing and
Okay.
stuff. So Henry Cho is Korean.
Excuse me.
Korean? Yeah. 100% Korean. From Tennessee.
Oh yes, I have.
With the accent.
Yes, I have seen
With
that
the
guy.
accent.
Back in the '90s, I saw him on.
Yeah, well, he's still around. He's been around for a long
'90s,
time.
maybe early 2000s. Yeah.
You know, he's
Yeah, he's
pretty
Korean. He
clean.
looks Korean. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, but he sounds like Elvis. You know.
Right, he does. And of course, the thing is that he's Korean. And so he gets away with jokes on Asians.
Oh, yeah, right, yeah.
You know? And me personally, I'm like, well, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You know? And you tell white person jokes, and if they're good ones, that's hilarious.
That's good too, yeah.
That does not offend me. I'm just like, this
Oh, yeah.
is funny. Right? But then you get to the mean jokes. The jokes that aren't even, I mean, it's not
It's not even funny, it's demeaning. You're just like, well, now you're just being a dick.
yeah. Now you're
Yeah.
just picking on something that's not even true. Like picking on the facial features of black people and stuff,
Right.
and then making monkey jokes. It's like,
Lip
what the
jokes
hell?
or something, yeah. It's just like, come on, man.
you know, it's just, it's like, that's not funny. That's just, it's like Polish jokes, right? Polish jokes are like that. It's just like, you know, you hear about this war? Yeah,
What is a Polak? Yeah.
yeah, what's a Polak dude? He's like, because he's a Polak. Like, huh? You know he's so stupid? It's like, that's not funny.
Yeah,
Now, if you tell a joke about galunki, I don't know how you would, but galunki is a stuffed cabbage. It's a Polish dish. Or some sort of,
What the hell's galunki?
it's
Is this
delicious.
a character?
No, it's this ground meat,
Stuffed
rice,
cabbage?
stuffed cabbage dish. It's
Oh.
good. You wrap it up in the cabbage
I like,
leaves. It's good.
I like stuffed cabbage.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's a Polish dish. There's our friend Judy down at church. She's big into the fact that she's Polish.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
You know. So, anyways, you pick on a Polish thing like that and somehow turn it into a joke. I have no idea how you turn stuffed cabbage into a joke. I'm not a professional comedian. Henry Cho, if you're listening, go with it. Point being, though, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's, you know, Chinese people in laundromats. Roll with that. Why? Because, yeah, there's a lot of Chinese people that own laundromats.
Right.
You know, up here it's Koreans and shoe repair.
Shoe repair.
Yeah,
That's still a lucrative business?
well, it's good enough that I've gotten my boots repaired.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all Koreans.
Okay.
Wait, the one guy was Japanese. Oh, this guy was so cool. Speaks English, right? Japanese. He's from Japan. Moves to America. learns English. Family moves in next door to him. They speak Spanish first. They kind of speak English. The dude learns Spanish so that they have someone to talk to.
No kidding. All right.
I was like, holy crap! I'm having a hard time learning proper English just so I can get a job.
English is my first language, and I can't get it right.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know?
I mean, I was just so, that guy was so impressive. It's just like, wow.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. I mean,
But again,
he does that, you know? Really, that's cool.
Asian, repairing shoes.
All right.
I began to think it was something. And maybe it is. You just see them a lot of convenience stores. Indians and 7-Eleven, right?
It's a stereotype.
It's like
right?
a joke, unless you're in India,
Yeah.
where all the 7-Eleven people are white. See, that's a funny joke. That's funny. I'm sure I offended somewhere.
All the 7-Eleven owners in India are Westerners.
Yeah. All right, so we have definitely pushed the envelope. I don't think we can go much further with this without
We don't want to go
crossing lines.
We're just trying to have a bit of fun.
But I guess the point, why today's episode is brought to you by the term backlash and reaction.
Cancellation.
Cancellation.
We're gonna get canceled. You know what? We can't. I don't think we can, because that Jimmy Carr stand-up thing, that was like the ultimate cancellation topic.
Oh, dude, that guy went.
Where he went way beyond anything we've ever done, dude.
Sorry, man, that is not funny.
Like,
I understand the
funny.
concept of your jokes and you're
Yes.
trying to be edgy, but
He was trying to be a shock trooper, and he definitely achieved
oh yeah.
that.
Yeah, it's like you've gone beyond.
I would be surprised if he got death threats after that stand-up bit, man. How much time do you have left on the boil, by the way?
Quite a bit, 27 minutes.
Oh, okay. We need a snack. I'm gonna grab some pretzels.
I agree. Actually, let's take a break. We have a song that people can listen to. We'll put Potcam back on.
Okay.
We'll put the song on. We'll take a break, and we'll convene back here.
Okay.
How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Oh wait, we can't put Potcam on because the song is attached to this camera. It has to do.
a camera?
Well, it's attached to this view. It has to do with software and the way I've got it all set up.
Oh.
Have I ever told you all we need a production team? We need a production team. Anyways, listen to the song.
Now he's all close. Is this working?
Yeah.
Can you
We're
hear
gonna
me?
take a break and we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Over 7,000 years ago, God gave us a libation, and now this divine beverage is brewed in every nation, on every continent,
Step 1.
from far away to near. Humanity can all agree we love this thing called beer! There's Budweiser from St. Louis,
Leaning out OPA.
Coors in Colorado,
We even left the USA. Lamont up in Canada, the land of ice and snow. You don't even need a cooler when it's 40 below.
Dos Equis down in Mexico, or Corona with a lime. It's such a shame, so many beers, so very little time. From Brazil to Argentina,
From Peru or Ecuador. Todos hechos su cerveza. De gran sabor.
fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink 'em all.
What about the Middle East?
Well, that's where it all began. They say the first beer was brewed in modern day Iran, or Lebanon, or Jordan. Well, hey, they make beer too.
Don't forget Gold Star in Israel, who knew the Jews could brew.
Oy vey.
Tooheys in Australia.
Or maybe Carlton Draft. Try to keep up with the Aussies
And you'll end up on your wow.
Fill my glass up to the brim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set 'em up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer, we're gonna drink 'em all.
England,
Guinness,
Ireland,
tenants from the Scots,
Fine Stephens, even Weiss beer? Reinheitsgebot!
Czech Republic, Poland, Russia,
China to the east, they all make delicious beers with barley, hops, and yeast.
Don't have yourself a big name brew,
Or better, brew your own.
but enjoy that beer because one thing's clear.
You ain't drunk at all! Fill my glass up to the rim with that tasty brew. I drank to my health yesterday, so this one is for you. One by one we set them up, and one by one they fall. There's a million different kinds of beer. We're gonna drink them all!
Drink!
Cheers!
Cheers! Drink! So original. Cheers!
Slanja!
Slanja! Not Ireland! Slanja from Ireland!
That's right, may the devil know you're not dead. Oh, I screwed that one up.
But it's hard for a German to be an Irish guy.
That's right, so we'll just pay homage to Germany and say, Prost!
Roast! And may you be in hell half an hour before the devil knows you're there.
Yes, in Ireland they would appreciate that.
Okay?
L'chaim!
L'chaim! Yes, for our Jewish friends! What else we got?
Goodbye!
Goodbye! Off to Japan with Asahi and
A little over to the west of Japan, we have Russia, Nostrovia.
way far west of Japan. Nostrovia! Which I keep calling Nokia because I'm stupid.
And then, wait, we have some Zulu friends.
Yes, down in Africa! Bajabule!
How do we say that?
Bajabule! What else we got? Salud! Both Spain,
Salud!
Latin America, and Italy.
Chin-chin.
I think we're back. At least I'm back. Steve is still on his way back. We got 21 minutes until this thing is done. We got lots of time. Tons of time. You have to do things. I gotta put the the stuff. I gotta put the sanitizer water in the work chiller bucket. Let's do that right now. It does need to sanitize for a while. We can even go back to pot can. Wort chiller. Oh. entertaining people with bubbles.
Entertaining with bubbles.
Kind of like the Lord. Oh,
Making a mess.
that's okay. This, unlike the other things that we spill on your garage floor, this will just clean it.
It will be sticky, yeah, after that.
Oops.
I'll just open the door for you.
Yeah.
Loud noises.
Nope. Might have to fix that. And added benefit, your floor will be sanitary.
Yeah. I'm still not going to eat off of it, but
You know, I don't think I would either. I am going to pick up the electrical
yeah,
cables.
that's a good idea. Yeah, but then we can grab a mop and
Yeah, you got the mop right over there, right?
yeah, it's
All right.
kind of headed off at the pass kind of thing.
That's exact. I was thinking the same thing, to be honest. That's a little more than I expected.
It's fine.
It's kind of going a lot of places.
It'll be fine. It's not going to be sticky.
That's true. That is absolutely true.
I mean,
It's
it's
not going to be
literally
sticky.
Water with food grade sanitizer in it.
Have a pretzel.
I'm going to have some pretzels.
Have a couple pretzels. They're smokable.
So rain stopped finally.
It's funny going back to the news thing. Today, I forget what the whole homily is the same thing as a sermon. Was about. Actually, there's a lot about courage, which is interesting because part of the thing I was thinking about as my priest was talking is about that whole, stopping being afraid to speak because of whatever. And I think for the longest time, a lot of people were, I think a lot of people still are. People have definitely said that in like informal interviews, particularly in places where their political view was not necessarily the majority. Right, and they just said that they learned to just keep their mouths shut.
Right. Pardon me.
And I don't think that's a good thing because you end up with an echo chamber.
Yeah.
That's one thing I actually kind of admire about my friend Jared, even though we're politically opposed.
Polarized.
Not quite as bad as me and Meg, but still. Is it Jared? He does a little more friend collecting on Facebook than I do. I don't do friend collecting. If I have actually sat down face to face with you, drank a beer or something, and you request to be my friend, then I will hit it. But I don't request to be friends. And if I don't know you, if you're just a name, no, not happening. But he does kind of friend collect. And he has an intellectually fairly diverse,
Bell curve.
yeah,
A
of
friend.
people that he interacts with. I mean, they go from absolute anarchists, which that guy's an interesting guy. Good to argue with because he's not a name caller. He's not a,
Does he know what real anarchy means?
well,
Or is he one of those like movie anarchists?
he's not. I think anarchist is not really the good term for him, but he has this weird idea about communism and stuff. And
Oh.
on the flip side, some of his arguments, he's been preaching that America is going to fall and the next America's about to fall apart. It can't keep going. And it's just like, dude, I just don't think so.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
I think it's going to stick around for a bit. I think the truth is actually, if you see any of them, what's really going to happen if America does anything, it's going to lose its status as like the top nation.
Right.
Right? You look at Spain, Portugal, England, France, the Netherlands, all those guys. They didn't go away, but they're not the superpowers they once were, you know?
Right.
I'm gonna need that mop again.
Yep.
You just sit out there.
So you must have had, yeah, you definitely had more than 5 gallons of water in your carboy. With
Really
6.5, you know.
I was really hoping that was a 6-gallon bucket. I was wrong. That's what a 5-gallon bucket looks like.
Literally 5 gallons.
Yeah.
I mean, it might hold about another quart, and that's about it, you know. It's alright.
I think that's really what's going to happen. And it's not going to be a military conquest. You know what's interesting is, you know, I listen to the trigonometry guys, and one of them, Konstantin Kisin, is from Russia.
Yep. I know who you're talking about.
And so he understands Russia a little better than a lot of people who talk about how well they understand Russia. And he says, you know, the one thing is that Putin doesn't necessarily want to conquer America. He says, but he wants to see it go into decline, like England, France, Spain, all those other empires of the past.
Yeah.
You know, he just kind of fade away to a, you know, old retired superpower. You know, still part of the industrialized world, still keeping the global economy turning around, but you're not really the one that people look at when things happen. And of course, Putin would like that to be Russia. The nation that people look at when things happen.
Right.
You know? It's like, right now, if something happened, all eyes turn to the United States.
See what we're gonna do. Yeah. How are they gonna react? You know.
Right. And I think Putin would like it that when something happens, all eyes turn to Russia. Like, what is Russia going to do? I think that's what he would like. I mean, just based off what Konstantin Kisin was saying and stuff. And just,
Right.
You know, I am no Russian expert at all, by any means. You know, I like some of their folk music.
Those giant triangular shaped guitars too.
Those are cool.
Yeah.
But Russia is a really big, you know, country. You know, and
We're
it
talking
has,
about multicultural.
yeah.
Russia is very multicultural. Majority of Russia is actually Asian,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
not European. You know, you can think about it.
Yeah. It stretches a long way. And it's not, I don't think Russia has conquered its landmass the same way the United States has conquered its landmass. I don't think they have.
I don't know.
And you see some of them northern tribes in Russia, the Siberian tribes up there. And yeah, that is, you have left Western society at that point. You're in a different world.
I mean, you're like quite literally an Asian Eskimo.
Mm-hmm. When you get down to the stands. I mean, when you're that far north, I think those guys have less in common with the Chinese, Asians, and Japanese. They have less in common with those than they do with, like, the Inuits on the American side.
Right.
I mean, you're almost to the North Pole. It's just a short hike over the top, relatively speaking.
Right.
Yeah, it's a big country. But I think that's what he like. China, I don't know. I don't know if China wants to do world conquest or if they want something kind of the same. They just want to be the top dog. They definitely want Taiwan. You know?
Yep.
But, you know, I don't know where Xi Jinping comes in with the whole world conquest idea.
I've never been. It's never struck me that they want world conquest.
Yeah, well, maybe once upon a time, but I mean, Japan definitely did. Japan, they wanted to take territory.
Right. How many viewers do we have?
We
Mystery
waffle between 2 and 3.
Ah.
I think Jade's still here. I think she's the steady 2.
Right.
I think we're number 1.
Yeah, she likes to put us on for background noise when
Mhm.
she's like cooking in this case, or gaming or something. So, which is hey, fine by me.
That's fine. We have a solid viewer.
Faithful, solid viewer, Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows, dude? See what happens this fall.
It's gonna be interesting.
Hopefully we don't implode. I don't think we will,
I'm really depending or banking on
excuse me.
what I've been saying, that the country is not as divided as the media makes us look.
I can agree with that.
I think there will be some violent outbursts.
Sure.
There'll
be some very squeaky wheels.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some mobs and some bad things happening in some major cities. But
Probably some looting. Who knows, man?
I think the overall effect, this is the way it is. The news will run with it. It'll be a really entertaining news cycle for a while, as long as you don't believe any of it.
That's the problem. Too many sheeple, man, that just drink the Kool-Aid, on both sides.
And the thing is, it's so hard though. It's like, where do you get your information? You can't get it from TikTok.
TikTok or Facebook.
I think actually that might be the place. It's
CNN,
just like it
Fox,
takes.
you can't get it from there either,
It takes more work. I think what you have to do is you have to work now.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to find out what's really going on in the war in Ukraine. It's like, great. So here's what you do. You get yourself an Instagram account, and a Twitter account, or an X account, a Facebook account, and a TikTok account, and a YouTube account. You gotta get all 5 of those, and watch the shorts and everything, and then you have to filter.
Let's go to Al Jazeera.
Or go to Al Jazeera, but
Which is,
they're closer. There's one, my friend Eric.
I wouldn't trust Al Jazeera for anything Islamic related. Like as far as
they're
something
probably
against
pretty
Islam.
biased.
Yeah, it's probably biased because
Yeah.
they're in the Middle East. But when they're reporting on Western stuff, I bet it's pretty just like this is what's happening over there.
Mm-hmm. There's some. Now, there's a lot of news organizations that are purporting themselves as 1440, which is, I don't know if that's. It's something that's floated across, and it's the whole idea is this is fact. It's this is it. This is their headline, and it's just a whole bunch of gobbledygook. This is our headline. Biden elected. 2 words. That's our headline because that's what happened.
That's what happened.
Everything else is just opinion and extrapolation and guessing.
Conjecture.
Mm-hmm.
Lots and lots of conjecture.
So there's some of those out there. I don't know how they've caught on or how good they are.
Oh, they're probably a threat
Well,
because they're just reporting fact and not tarnishing it, coloring it.
well, they're definitely a threat to the major news places that depend on viewership.
Yeah.
And it's like we depend on viewership, and you aren't viewing. Of course, I'm not viewing because these people
bullshit.
I click on them, I get the facts, and then I'm done. My news, 5 minutes. And that's because I went to pee before I actually looked at the site. Would have been 2 minutes type deal. You got 24 hours of crap. I don't need to view it. Some of them is fun. I enjoy listening to, pundits go off and talking heads and things.
Oh yeah. Drink some of that beer.
It's good.
Yeah, it's entertaining to watch the pundits,
Mm-hmm.
especially when we can make fun of them.
Oh yeah, but you have to be able to emotionally push it aside. Wendy has a hard time with that. She gets angry. It's like, don't get angry. Like, this is not worth getting angry about.
Sure.
There's a lot of, the other thing is a lot of the problems, they are problems, and yes, we should work on them, but they're not emergencies by any means. Well, at least not to us.
Right.
You know, like the border thing. It hardly impacts me. People living on the border in Texas probably impacts them a little more. People in New York, it's definitely hitting them. Which is crazy, but old Abbott's plan worked. Like, no problem. They come across and we send them up to New York. Now New York's mayor is like, we can't handle this. How's it feel? It was easy to say you're a sanctuary city when we had to deal with the problem.
Now that it's your problem.
Now that it's your problem, how's it feel?
Exactly.
And again, you know, I'm an open borders guy, but it's still a problem. It needs to be something. There needs to be a solution there. And I think there's some hard decisions too. That hey, you want to live in the United States? Yes, I do. In whatever language it's fine. You got to learn English. 6th grade level. That's all I expect. And I picked the 6th grade level because military manuals are written at the 6th grade level.
Huh.
So if we can be the dominant military force
At
in
a
the
6th
world
grade
at a
level.
6th grade level, then Juan can be a productive member of the United States citizenry at the 6th grade level. That's all you need, man.
Speak English, get a job. That's all you gotta do.
Yep.
You have X amount of months to get a job. Can't do it, then guess what? Maybe you're going back.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's not just Mexico. That's anybody from anywhere who immigrates in. You know.
Well, sure.
Immigrates in.
Yeah. I mean, we have a land border with Mexico.
Right. And Canada. Hey.
Yeah, but Canadians don't want to come down here.
Typically, no.
We don't have enough maple
They're
syrup.
just kind of like, we're good up here.
But they're having their own problems.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, their political climate is not friendly right now either.
No. Oh,
A lot of hate on Trudeau, whatever his name is.
we're down to 1 now.
Yeah. I guess we offended somebody. Well, if we're just one, it's probably you.
Yeah. The only other person was Jade. You think we offended Jade?
Probably not.
I don't think so. I think she might have just had to go, which is fine. But
She's allowed.
she is allowed. We have 1 minute left, and then it's
Oh.
time to start doing stuff.
Might as well, yeah.
We might as well call it. Hey, so we went far in the field today.
Woo!
It's kind of fun for me. It was a little bit. Even I was like, we're right on the edge of, you know, becoming political pundits instead of beer brewing guys that just talk about stuff. But I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy the conversation? It was fun. It was kind of intellectual and interesting. A lot better than, dude, I got so drunk last night. Which I didn't. I made deviled eggs last night. You were there.
I had the same amount of beers you had.
That's right. So we were very well controlled last night. So anyways, as always, relax. Don't worry. Wait, let's try again. Sorry. I screwed it up. I told you there'd be professionalism here. All right. Relax.
Don't worry.
Have a home brew. And now we do this.
Oh, you finished your beer. Yay!
Yay, you finished your beer.
Which means I can get us more beer.
What am I doing? I want to end the stream. There. End the stream. End. Why do you say it's...
Oh!
Talk